Well, hello, Twin Cities Church. George and I are back to talk to you again today. As you've kind of seen in the post, we wanted to follow up on teams and teams in the church. You know, if you were part of that cluster meeting back in December when the leadership presented the plans going forward and coming out of our leadership study and looking at our structure, looking at the way that we do things, one of the big takeaways and one of the big things we promised was more teams and a more shared effort of doing the work of the ministry as the church. So we wanted to kind of follow up and just explain a little bit more about the teams, give you guys a visual representation, a list of the actual teams and the team leads, and also a chance just to kind of hear and interact a little bit of what we're thinking about the teams and why we're going in this direction and what we should expect. So George, I'll ask you that question. So it's been a bit of a change in transition for us as a church, and we've always had teams as a church, but we've definitely been making a much more concerted effort to have teams and to identify team leads and to give more autonomy. And can you explain a little bit of like what the vision is for that, or like why so many teams? Why have we been trying to kind of divvy out the work like this?
Yeah, I think for a long time we've recognized the need to have more people involved. There's a lot of work to do in the church that falls outside of the formal preaching and teaching things that we typically associate with the church. And so what's interesting is that I look back on some documents that I wrote like 10 years ago or 12 years ago, identifying, hey, here's some teams that we need, here's what we've got to do. But over time I'm not real good at that. And so I think with all the changes,
and there was COVID,
and then there was COVID, and with all with all the various changes over the last 10 years, and seeing these needs increase, and with getting the building, we just began to really see, hey, we've got to start doing some things differently. And one of those big things has been forming teams and really putting the structure and accountability behind them, I think, which is this is really, I would say, the first time that we've done that. And so really the big goal is, has always been there to get people using their gifts and their time and their resources, investing in what is needed for our church family. That's it's a biblical vision. It's been our vision. And I think that, for all the various reasons, we came to the point where we really needed to do that, and we've been doing it.
Yeah, it's really exciting. And even that list that I posted there, I mean, there are 14 current teams.
It's a lot of teams
right now. There are certainly more teams that are going to come as the work continues to grow, or there's more opportunities. I mean, how would you say this transition has gone for us as a church?
I think that by and large it's gone well. I think that there's been growing pains and fits and starts, and especially in some teams more than others. And I think that from top to bottom there's been challenges, and we'll continue to make adjustments. Just like all the people out, our mentors and coaches, leaders that we've known for years. When we've talked about it with them, they said there's going to be changes you're going to need to make. Put all these things in pencil. There's going to be challenges along the way, and that's been the case. But I think that by and large, we see a lot of work getting done by a lot of people that haven't been as involved before, and I think it's been great to see.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it has. I mean, if the goal is just like a family, right? Like if the goal is to get everybody to do their part or to have a role or to do, it does take. It takes effort, and it doesn't just happen overnight smoothly and perfectly.
Right.
But it's going to be a work in progress, and I think that's kind of what we're at right now. You can kind of see that there's a lot of excitement and a lot of good work that's being done by the teams. But teams are always going to be a little bit in flux, and who's on what team, or even the purpose of a team may come and go, or as the work develops, we may recognize we need another team for this, or this team transitions over into this work, as we continue to kind of do it and figure it out as we go, for sure.
Yeah, I think one of the benefits, I mean, for me personally, one of the benefits is that I have felt more free to do the things that I'm good at, and I've seen more people get involved in things that they're good at. They have some perspectives about. I mean, one example is that I'm not on the public meetings team, which is the first time in our history as a church where I haven't had direct input or leadership in that. But Amanda stepped up to that role through no initiative of mine. She just she was asked to be a part of that team. She expressed interest, and now she's got a lot more activity and role in shaping some of those things, more so than I do. So I just think it's been hard in some ways, but it's been good to see a lot more people getting a lot more involved.
Totally. Yeah, to see like some of the established leaders not on all the teams.
Right.
Because like I said, you and I are not on all these teams.
Right.
We're only on a couple of these teams.
Right.
But to be able to see then new voices, other people have a say, and to be able to guide and direct. Absolutely. I think it's been great. So if somebody's looking to be part of a team or to help serve in some capacity, maybe what counsel would you give, or what advice do you give, expectations, for someone who wants to serve?
Find the area of interest that you think you've got some contributions to make. Lawrence has posted the various list of the teams that we have. There may be a need that you see in the church that we don't have a team for yet.
That's right.
So bring that to the attention of one of the elders or the staff members, and sit down and set up a meeting and talk with us about what you could possibly do. But I say just talk to anybody in leadership, or if you know that we got the list of the team leaders for these various teams.
Reach
out to them, talk to them, express your interest, and help out.
Yeah. And like we were saying, it's like being part of a family, and we're all going to have different capacities and different times and seasons. And so, signing up for a team isn't signing yourself up for life to some work or signing up to full-time work or full-time ministry. But you can serve in whatever capacity you have or have the time for it, which is what we need.
Absolutely.
Because certain team members are going to need to cycle in and off of teams, and other people are going to have to cycle in and on to kind of keep the work going. But I think hopefully we'll get to that place as a church where that's just second nature. We're all serving on teams in some capacity
at some point.
At some point in the year, at some point we're in and out of those different teams. So No, well, it's really exciting to see. It'll be great to be able to really give thanks here on Sunday for the celebration, and we can already see a lot of the fruit of the teams that have been working here throughout the year. Really excited to see what the Spirit continues to do through our labors and through establishing and building the kingdom in TCC. So
thanks for all your work, everybody.
Yeah.